centres, mental health units, job centres, the kind of groups basically unemployed, the disadvantaged, people who fall through the cracks. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is give people the opportunity to make some positive changes in their life.
Okay, you ready? One. Ready? Okay, ready? Two. One. Okay. Right, ready? Stay there. Take a deep breath in. I need the decision to go a different way. Will it drop to the floor? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Pictures of thousands from your lips to the Lord's ears. But how's it going to feel to change the time? Uncomfortable. Just hit bullseye right now, sorry. Yeah. So you've got trained skills here, but an untrained brain.
Different. I'm confident in how to go, and just every time I come to a piece in my confidence. We are here today just to enjoy the game because everybody wants to participate in this beautiful game.
I feel like I've come out of the dark place that I was in back out into some light.
Thank you. So, that course was held at the Millwall Cafe, Millwall Football Club in London. We use football stadiums as a hook to engage with people. Might go into a job centre and might go up to somebody and you might say, do you like football? Or next to you wearing a football shirt, do you support Arsenal? And we get talking, so we use a common language. If you went up to them and said, do you want to do some CV writing and interview skills? I'm not sure what they would have said. But we also use other clubs as hooks and draws. Does anybody recognise this badge? Tottenham, 10 points, that's good. White Hart Lane. What about that one? Arsenal. What about that one? Queen's Park Rangers, Loftus Road. So we run courses at all these different places, including Fulham as well. Really nice stadium on the Thames, the terrace overlooking the Thames. It's one of our goal setting days from the terrace. It's awesome. What club is that? Any supporters? Chelsea. Good knowledge. West Ham. David Beckham Academy, as you saw. They've also got brilliant classroom facilities. And that one, the Oval Cricket Ground, big sport in England. And that one. Anyone? Tooting and Mitcham, semi-professional club playing from Imperial Stadium. Okay. But as you can see from the pictures, our programmes are quite male-dominated, as you saw from the films as well. If you go up to somebody in the job centre and ask them, do you like football? You have a higher chance of getting a yes answer if you go up to a guy than if you go up to a girl. And because of this, until recently our sports programme had 7% female participation. We had a few women's football sessions, but mostly male sessions, and it currently stands on 30%. And that is because running in default mode, Street League can get a high proportion of male participants. We reflect the society, we're according to research by the Women's Sports and Fitness Foundation in England, 2% of English national newspapers' sports coverage and 1% of the pictures on the sports pages are devoted to female athletes, which again leads to a lack of role models and a reproduction of stereotypes around women and sport. And Street League and we are clearly in the business of challenging unjust parts of society, from challenging stereotypes around homeless people or offenders to challenging gender norms and stereotypes around gender. So symbolically overshadowing our women's football sessions are the male-dominated sports pages of the national newspapers. As here, for example, every day in the Sun newspaper, as you can see, opinions every day for only 20p. You can hear Ian Wright, Terry Venables and Harry Redknapp share their big opinions on Champions League football. Our male players look up to the famous managers, and our female players have less visible role models. So I believe role models are very important. Another earlier study into media and sports found that almost 6% of English national newspaper coverage was for female athletes. Pretty good. However, 2/3 of that 6% coverage, again, was devoted to one particular female athlete. Has anybody got any idea who? Paula Radcliffe, good. Yeah. Shall I click? Anna Kournikova. Which means you're pretty much down to 2% again, in some ways. Our job is therefore to identify barriers to participation and try to overcome them. So what have we done as Street League to overcome some of them? We have found our own role models and had Speech to Bell come down to one of our women-only match days. Speech to Bell had just won a prestigious award for her album, so a rap album called Speech Therapy. And Speech to Bell has lived in several different homeless hostels in London. And she's therefore somebody our players and participants can relate to and look up to and want to be around. And this media attention was in a London newspaper. And it just increases visibility of women in sport in the local area and makes the players proud to be a part of Street League as well. I don't think we've dented the 2% with this page. And it was probably also in the society section, which is fine. Anyway, I believe that using role models is crucial in order to target any group. And role models work on many levels and do not have to be stars. So Street League has also earmarked a coaching position for a full-time female coach in order to ensure that our role models are doing direct delivery on the ground, which again will aid recruitment of female participants to our programmes. In order to target women, we've also set up new activities outside of football. Going around to homeless hostels and speaking at residents' meetings. A few women had been asking me about self-defence classes when I was advertising fitness and aerobics and I was advertising football. And they were like, what about self-defence classes? And as a result of this, Street League set up a self-defence workshop on the education programme using experienced trainers from the London Centre for Personal Safety. And to this event, back in March, we had 37 women turning up.